P5 members. Welcome once again to our online lessons. My name is Deborah and I'm teaching Primary 5 English. In our previous lesson, we were learning about tenses, so we are continuing with tenses. But before that, don't forget that there is COVID-19, and don't forget that you have to wear masks, you have to wash your hands, you have to sanitize, and please don't go in the public. Stay at home and stay safe. So we were looking at the present continuous tense, where we say that in the present continuous tense, we have to add ing. We use ing on the verbs, then we use the helping verbs am, is, and are. We also constructed some sentences. So we are still in the present continuous tense. But this time, we are going to look at forming negative sentences, forming affirmative sentences, and interrogative sentences, and then supplying question tags in the present continuous tense. Don't forget that when we say negative sentences, it means you add not in the sentence. When we say affirmative sentences, we also call them positive sentences. Interrogative sentences, that is forming questions using the helping verbs. We form questions using the helping verbs of the present continuous tense. It means with interrogative, we are going to form sentences using is, are, am to form questions. And then we are going to supply question tags. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to construct sentences in the negative, in the affirmative, in the interrogative, and in the affirmative, in the negative, in the interrogative, and also to supply question tags. So let's continue. The negative, interrogative, and affirmative sentences in the present continuous tense. Remember, we said that the negative is formed by adding not. For example, the affirmative sentence, or what we call the positive sentence, he is reading a book. He is reading a book. That is the affirmative sentence. Then, negative sentence, he is not reading a book. He is not reading a book. We are simply adding not. If you are to form an interrogative question, he is reading a book. Interrogative meaning form a question. We are going to say, is he reading a book? Is he reading a book? That is interrogative. Then when we have he is not reading a book, he is not reading a book, we form a negative interrogative sentence. That is a negative question. We are going to say, isn't he reading a book? Isn't he reading a book? Then we got our next sentence. They are going to school. They are going to school. That is in affirmative. If you had form a question, we are going to say, are they going to school? Are they going to school? Then the negative, they are not going to school. We simply add not. We simply add not. They are not going to school. Then if you had form a question or an interrogative, remember that interrogative is a question. The word interrogative comes from the word interrogate. To interrogate means to question. To interrogate means to question. So when I say interrogative sentence, I mean question form. So when we have they are not going to school and ask it form an interrogative sentence, it means ask a question. So you are going to say, aren't they going to school? Aren't they going to school? They are not going to school. In negative question we say, aren't they going to school? Then my uncle is coming for dinner on Friday. My uncle is coming for dinner on Friday. That is in affirmative. Now this affirmative, we can change it to a question. We can change that affirmative to a question. Is my uncle coming for dinner on Friday? Is my uncle coming for dinner on Friday? That is a question. Then my uncle is not coming for dinner on Friday. That is a negative. My uncle is not coming for dinner on Friday. That is a negative statement. So we have to form a question. We are going to say, isn't my uncle coming for dinner on Friday? Isn't my uncle coming for dinner on Friday? So the interrogative questions can both be affirmative and negative. But remember that interrogative questions have to begin with helping verbs. I, he, she. I am. I am going to school. The question will be, am I going to school? Then we have sentences there. We have the pictures. So we have to look at the picture. We tell what is happening. We can tell what is happening by forming affirmative sentences. We tell what is happening by forming affirmative sentences. Then after telling what is happening by forming the affirmative sentences, we also form negative sentences. We form negative sentences from the affirmative. Then we are going to ask two types of questions. The negative questions and the affirmative questions. That is, the affirmative interrogative sentences and the negative interrogative sentences. So let's look at our first picture. She is sewing a dress. She is sewing a dress. So we have a question. Is she sewing a dress? In picture 1. Is she sewing a dress? That is interrogative statement. Then if you had formed a negative statement, she is not sewing a dress. She is not sewing a dress. She is not sewing a dress. That is a question, a negative statement. Then on that negative statement, we are going to form a negative question. Isn't she sewing a dress? Isn't she sewing a dress? Then we go to picture 2. She is brushing her teeth. She is brushing her teeth. She is brushing her teeth. That is an affirmative statement. Then we form a negative statement. Isn't she brushing her teeth? Isn't she brushing her teeth? Isn't she brushing her teeth? Then interrogative. That is interrogative. Interrogative. Isn't she brushing her teeth? Then we are going to form a negative statement. She is not brushing her teeth. She is not brushing her teeth. That is a negative statement. Then we are going to form a negative question. A negative question we are going to say, isn't she brushing her teeth? Isn't she brushing her teeth? Then we go to picture 3. What are the pupils doing? You can see these are pupils at school. They are even putting on sportswear. So what are they doing? To tell what these pupils are doing, we are going to form an affirmative sentence. An affirmative sentence. The pupils are hopping. The pupils are hopping. To stand and jump on one leg from one place to another is hopping. The pupils are hopping. These are kindergarten children, I think. Now, we have the pupils are hopping. We have to form a negative statement. We have to form a negative statement. So we are going to ask, are the pupils hopping? Are the pupils hopping? Are the pupils hopping? That is an interrogative statement, a question in affirmative. Then to form a negative statement, negative, the pupils are not hopping. You can see that one is standing. They are all standing on one leg. Maybe they were not hopping, they were just balancing. Maybe they were balancing on one leg. So the negative can be, the pupils are not hopping. The pupils are not hopping. Now we are going to form a negative question. A negative question is the negative interrogative. So you are going to ask, are the pupils, aren't the pupils hopping? Aren't the pupils hopping? Then we have picture 4. What is the man doing? The man is doing 2 actions. So we are going to form 2 sentences from his actions. What do you think he's holding here? He's holding a phone. What is he doing? We are going to say affirmative now. Affirmative, we are going to say the man is talking on the phone. The man is talking on the phone. Now when I have the man is talking on the phone and I ask you to form a question, what shall we say? We are going to say, is the man talking on the phone? Is the man talking on the phone? That is an interrogative statement. Then we change to negative. The man is not talking on the phone. The man is not talking on the phone. The man is not talking on the phone. Now, when we have that negative statement, I ask you to form a question. We form a question on that negative statement. So what shall we say? Isn't the man talking on the phone? Isn't the man talking on the phone? Then we go down here. We go here. The man is having this bag. So what do you think he's doing? He's going somewhere. The man is going somewhere. So we are going to say, the man is traveling. The man is traveling. So when you have that statement, the man is traveling, that is in affirmative. Now, we are going to change that statement. The man is traveling, and we change it to a negative sentence. We are going to say, the man is not traveling. The man is not traveling. Then we change the affirmative sentence to question form. So we say, the man is traveling. Question form. Is the man traveling? Is the man traveling? Then the next set, the negative one. The man is not traveling. The man is not traveling. When you have that statement and we are supposed to change it to negative, we are going to say, isn't the man traveling? Isn't the man traveling? That one is in interrogative but in negative form. So I will expect you to form more sentences, and change those sentences to affirmative, to negative, to interrogative. Then I also said supply question tags on these pictures. So when you say he is sewing a dress, we supply a question tag. Remember that the last time we said negative statements take affirmative question tags. Then negative statements take affirmative question tags, while affirmative questions take negative question tags. So when we say he is sewing a dress, question tag, a supply question tag, when we say he is sewing a dress, isn't she? She is sewing a dress, isn't she? Then when we change it to negative, we are going to say she is not sewing a dress. Is she? She is not sewing a dress. Is she? Remember, negative statements take affirmative question tags. Negative question statement, positive statements take negative question tags. And remember, we make a sentence negative by adding not. She is brushing her teeth. Isn't she? She is brushing her teeth. Isn't she? Then, a question tag, we are going to say, she is not brushing her teeth. Is she? She is not brushing her teeth. Is she? Then here, they are hoping, aren't they? They are hoping, aren't they? That is affirmative. Then negative statement, they are not hoping, are they? They are not hoping, are they? Then we look at more examples. We are going to say, John is going to church. That is affirmative. Interrogative, is John going to church? Negative. Negative, isn't John going to church? That is a negative. Interrogative. It is raining at the moment. It is raining at the moment. That is an affirmative statement. Affirmative question, we say, is it raining at the moment? Is it raining at the moment? Then when we change to negative question and we say, it is not raining at the moment, then the negative interrogative will be, isn't it raining at the moment? Isn't it raining at the moment? Then, Becca is eating an apple. Becca is eating an apple. Question, is Becca eating an apple? Is Becca eating an apple? Then when we want to put a negative we say Becca is not eating an apple. Becca is not eating an apple. Then to form a negative question, we say, isn't Becca eating an apple? Then we look at question tags. As we have already said, negative statements take affirmative question tag. For example, she is not eating an apple. Is she? John isn't mad. Is he? I'm not happy with your work. Am I? I'm not happy with your work. Am I? Remember, the question tags, we use the helping verbs is, am, and are to form question tags. So, we are going to look at this. It is raining, isn't it? The helping verb is the one we use in the question tag. They are eating lunch, aren't they? They are eating lunch, aren't they? I am. When you're talking about yourself and the sentence is in affirmative, I am sick, I am eating, I am running, and your supplier question tag we use aren't I. When the sentence is, you're talking about yourself and it is in affirmative. For example, you are going to say, I am sick, aren't I? I'm learning English, aren't I? I'm writing, aren't I? So remember that when we have I am in an affirmative sentence, then we use aren't I. For example, she's eating an apple, isn't she? I'm happy with your work, aren't I? We are traveling to Mombasa, aren't we? I'm not sick, am I? So I want you to make statements and supply question tags here. Picture 1. Picture 1, that is my activity. You're going to look at you're going to construct a sentence in affirmative, supply a question tag. Construct a sentence in the negative, supply a question tag. So we are going to make 2 statements about each picture. One statement in affirmative, one statement in negative. Then supply question tags on both of them. Thank you for being good students. Till we meet again. Bye-bye.